and everybody can see the marks on my nose. I break out the day. I break out the day every time I wrestle. Like if I have a photo shoot or wrestling or anything, like I'm completely cleared up until the day of. Now it looks like I'm going to make up some bullshit story. Yeah, that's the bullshit story. Sabu put me through a table last night, and I'm got to practice my story for the merch table. It's going to be like the fucking Joker in Dark Knight. Every time someone asks me a question, it's going to be a different origin.
Different origin story.
Yeah. All right, back by popular demand, with the unpopular middle episode that was popular demand and turned into unpopular demand, right?
It was popular until they watched it, and then they were like, fuck you guys, we hate you.
Well, who knows what's going to happen now. So as far as this episode goes, it's going to be popular. Who knows at the end.
Wait. Before we start, we have to tell everybody that we're recording this and may broadcast it, right? Or is that just if we're recording them?
Legally, I need to let everybody know, since if you're on Twitch, you pretty much should know, but now with the law and justice are two different things. I'm sure we'll get into that before we're done somehow with things that are going on. But how are you doing? It's been hasn't been a while for us to talk, but it's been a while since in this forum. It's been about 6 minutes since I talked to you.
But on this, we've been away for some time, and I'm glad to be back. Are we on Twitch, by the way? Like
we are on twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. The signal flare goes up.
Because I get those warnings. I didn't get it now, obviously. I'll get it later, and they'll say the Horsemen have gone live, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, they're doing another show without me. Awesome.
No,
so
we're
I call
doing
Papa Don, and I get him riled up, and I'm like, they're on again, dude. He's like, I know, I gotta. So
you don't need to get him riled up. I just got to put the gif of somebody waiting for the call in the messenger, and that's all I need. Or Star Trek memes to his new Force Orders post.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I put up Vulcans on his Star Trek, on the what's it called?
Star Wars.
Yeah. By the way, just for a heads up, I've given up on Star Wars. I don't care anymore. They've taken it from me.
Why exactly?
Disney sucks. I'm like it was one of my favorite things in the world, and now it's story's gone to hell.
Oh, that's the trend. To destroy everything you ever loved and make it a narrative or an agenda or
some it really was. It was the thing I loved. I loved Star Wars, and like it was everybody. I'm not going to say everybody loves Star Wars, but for the most part, you had to go look for a fucking hipster or some putz who's like, I hate Star Wars, never seen one of them. So, look at this. Look, okay, all right, here we go. I show up in Twitch, and who's talking shit? Asshole Geppetto.
Well, asshole Geppetto actually shares the most bits in history of the Horsemen.
Fuck him. Fuck that guy. How dare you? I show up, and this asshole is talking shit about the fucking bullshit Penguins. Fuck you.
What happened so far in this series? I don't watch hockey much.
Well, no, it's over, man. And the Flyers are out, and they're getting after they lost, like after they were out of the playoffs. It was just they just got beat by everybody. People showed up, like farm teams showed up and beat them. Homeless guys came out and they fucking got on the ice and beat them. It was
Mighty Ducks, all that shit.
Oh no, the Mighty Ducks were they were a challenge. They got just beat by everybody. It was awful. And this cocksucker is talking to the Penguins and Devils and the Rangers are going to get second pick in the draft. I don't want to talk about it. This cocksucker. I show up and that's the first thing on the feed. Thanks. Thank you.
I see it. Well, Geppetto's coming to the show tonight. I'm going to be in Canton, Georgia for Georgia Premier Wrestling, and
smack him in the mouth.
We'll see what happens. He was very kind to actually volunteer when I was putting together my Georgia Guidestones thing, which I never finished. But we got our ghost investigation in. So what I want to talk first before but you can anybody that makes a comment you don't like at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman, we'll stop everything. You can fucking bury him. That's the way it works. So it's your show. So Breaking Sal wouldn't be Breaking Sal without Sal being broken by a comment. All right, here we go.
Wait a minute. Are these people actually in the room?
They're in the room. Yeah.
Okay, so like my cause is up now. It's like, isn't it like 3:00 in the morning in California or something?
It is 6 a.m. My cause is up. I never went to sleep.
Yeah, whichever one.
They don't keep the farmer's hours like we do. We get up at 4 or 5 a.m., do our thing,
Yes, everybody just stays up. I can't do it anymore.
Dude, I'm going to be falling asleep. And if I'm last, I'm sleeping from like 8 to 10 in the locker room.
One of the big reasons big reasons I bring Chuck and Jamie is to keep me awake on the drive home from Rome. I can't, I'll die. I'll die on the way home.
Yeah. Oh, I got you, dude. When I drive home and it's super, super late, and then I get home at like 1 or 2 a.m., I still wake up at 5. Yeah, it's like, what do I do? I mean, it's crazy.
Sunday. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, last Sunday, I started out, we were just hanging out and had a couple drinks, like a bottle of Kraken later. I was fucked out of my head, and I woke up at fucking 4:30 to get up to go to work, and I was like, I think I might be still drunk. This is like, it's just, I can't not get up at the normal time. No alarm clock. We'll turn the alarm clock off on the weekends, or I've got to get to work next day. Still up. 4:30 up, and that's it. It's like, fuck. I wish I could break that. I wish I could break that habit.
Well, if you follow, but then again, if you don't follow that kind of routine and you fall out of that, you might be still susceptible to other things that are very, very, how should I say, out of sorts when it comes to professional wrestlers, that don't have any kind of discipline or routine or willpower of any sort, if you get what I'm saying.
I had to get up at 10 o'clock. It sucked.
Hey, Guido's been drinking for 3 hours, so he's been at the bar.
What time is it now? It's 9:07, so he's had at least 3 beers so far.
I loved one time when I was at a convention in New York City a couple of years back, and he saw me, and I was checking the hotel, and he was at the bar, so I know you're shocked. It was like 3 p.m.
when you walk in.
It was 3 p.m. No. He ran all the way over to me with the beer bottle in his hand and told me, "Don't you fucking tell anybody." I said, "Well, the little what you know is 2 years from now, I'm going to be doing a podcast. I'm going to fucking stooge it off to everybody." Do you ever get that? Like, don't tell anybody.
Well, we got to, was it last time we were all there together? We're at that place with the Blue Robin or whatever in Rome. It's some little bullshit place. It's some like old man bar. And we all got there super early. And we're like, well, what do we do? And so I call him up. I'm like, hey, when you getting here? He's like, I've been here for 3 hours. And I'm like, well, where are you at? And he's like, okay, come this way. And he gave us the wrong directions because left side of the street, right side of the street, lost to him. So we're driving up and we get to this place and we go inside and it is the bar that time forgot. There is not a person under the age of 78,000 years old in the bar. And they're all playing. I guess since it's New York, there's a new thing where it's kind of like off-track betting, where you can bet at the bar, but it's bingo basically for all these old people who won't go to church, but they need to gamble. And Guido is like 4 beers in already. I'm like, when'd you get here? He's like, well, I've been here, but I got here, this place. I got here like an hour ago. And he goes. And then you had called at some point.
Yeah, this was the show where he tried to break my arm later in the night.
Yes. And you had called, and we were trying to, like, range everybody where we were going to meet up and at the mall or whatever that's signing. And he says, don't tell Stevie. Don't tell Stevie we're here. I'm like, okay. So he's going to want to know where we're at. And he goes, yeah, we'll meet him at the mall. Tell him we'll meet him at the mall. And then we wound up leaving, and he stayed.
Yeah.
And then remember he came later. We fucking busted his balls for an hour while he walked around the place trying to find us.
Well, first of all, in New Orleans when we worked for Wildcat, he did the same thing. There was a bar that looked like it had been closed down for 20 years across the street from the hotel, and it was like like a cinder block stucco bar that was locked up with gates and everything, but it was open because I go, "There's no way that thing's open." And plus, it's 12 o'clock. He sees me in the lobby. And he goes, I'm going to the cross street to the bar. Don't you fucking tell Luke. Don't tell Luke. I'm like, what do you think I'm like? If I was a stooge, I'd still be working at WWE. If I was a stooge, I'd still be there.
I'm going to call Luke right now. You know what? Let's call Luke right now.
No, I text Luke right in front of him. I said, I got to let Luke know. And then I went up and I asked him how the bar was in front of the hall. All the boys in the locker room, he got pissed. And he goes, he got in. He started drinking, same exact bar and everything. The other thing, too, is that Guido claimed Guido came up to me at Hardcore Justice, where Meanie went on vacation. Remember that? Right. So Hardcore Justice, he came up to me in the trailer, pulled me aside, and told me not to bury him to Jeff Jarrett. It's like, I don't even talk to Jeff Jarrett.
When I told him that we were going to call, I was going to call Tommy. I took a picture of him with a beer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to send this to Dreamer. He goes, don't send it. Oh yeah, I send it to Dreamer. Who cares? Like he panicked for a second. It was like, we don't. Oh no, Dreamer's not on the show. That's fine. Go ahead.
Unbelievable.
Maniac.
So one thing, Vito, I was going to say Vito. Oh, yeah, there you go. One thing that Guido will probably, I'm going to tell Guido I did that. I never thought you were Vito and see how he reacts. I'm going to text him right now. He's under Nunnio, by the way, in my phone, and he should be in yours, right? Because he's the one guy that cut a promo about himself and got his own name wrong.
Got his name wrong.
Yeah. So go back and watch SmackDown when he had to sit down with The Undertaker, and he had one of the best promos ever and finished and said, Nunnio don't play that or whatever.
I think that's just his lot. Like the natural insanity of him. That's what makes him amazing. We did a promo, and again, I was fairly oblivious to everything we did. I never saw anything we did as good or bad or anything. We did a promo, and I was just starting to be able to say, talk on the promos because nobody ever let me talk, and because don't say anything. And so at one point we went off and we did our little bit and blah 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 blah, and Guido walks off, and it just in my head it just popped. He walked into the shower, and I went, Guido, the ring's this way, and he just went right across, and I didn't think anything of it. It was just us being us, and that was it. Everybody came back there like that was the best fucking promo ever, and that's like what anybody in the company remembers, like that one promo. And I'm like, that was nothing compared to the other stuff that I thought was better, maybe. And everybody was like, that was the best promo ever, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so. But that's just him. You
got to put a camera on him outside of there. That's where the real ratings will be drawn. Yep.
Or when we did when I met Papa Don at at a Queen show. And they were really, and forgive me, I don't remember the name of what they were doing. They're big deal. It's a big deal or something. I don't remember. But they were shooting all the boys promos and stuff. And they had everybody in front of the screen. They're doing this stuff. And me and him are sitting there, and he's 4 hot dogs and 5 beers in the bag. And me and him are sitting there, and Tony, we're all fucking we're fucking around. And we decide during all these young guys' promos, we're going to walk in the middle of their fucking promo and just start blasting them. So we go in there and we just start shitting all over these people, and they're doing their promos. And it worked, and they left it in, but that's where we met Papa Don. That was the first time I was introduced to Papa Don, and then we started talking after that. But it was watching him go, and especially if he knows he has backup. He won't do anything on his own, because he doesn't want to upset anybody. He's very careful. The minute he knows we have license or nobody's going to say anything, he goes bananas. So he started muscling up these guys. He's shaking them. He's choking the one kid, and we're like,
which he can totally do anyway, because he could be a bully and nobody could stop him.
No,
but he's being it's unbelievable. But he really cares what people think. But then again,
he does.
Except he's for me,
well, he's scared of you.
Scared of me? He broke my fucking arm.
You're going to stooge him off. Well, that's because he had you in the ring. Outside the ring, you're a menace.
That's a whole nother story of the argument when I was telling him that he was wrenching my arm too hard, and he disagreed.
He told you
no, I wasn't. Oh, well,
you still move it, right? You're fine.
Yeah. No, but he told me in the ring he wasn't either. When I said lighten up. No, I'm not being stiff. Yes, you are. Yeah, I'm not. You gotta watch it. I'll never wrestle him again.
It's one of my favorite stories. Well, not favorite because I hate seeing Jerry Lynn hurt, but it was right before the pay-per-view. I want to say it was Connecticut, and we were working Jerry Lynn. And Jerry Lynn jumped out of the ring, and his leg hit my leg, caught me right in the shin, and broke his ankle. Or something. There was a fall. Whatever happened, it broke, and he screams and he's laying on the floor, and he's going, Guido, my ankle. And Guido grabs it and goes, got it. And he fucking wrenches him. He thought he was feeding him the ankle, and he fucking grabbed it and he torques it. I was like, oh my God.
Well, in his defense, you weren't being exactly clear either. Like, say, I broke my ankle, which you probably would have said, yeah, I'll fix it.
Yeah, he was laying there going, oh God, my ankle. And Guido's like, gotcha. And and I've seen, and years later, I saw Jerry Lynn at a convention, and I texted him, and I was like, hey, this is your ankle. I'm still not talking to you. And he's like, who's this? And me and Guido, I started sending pictures of Guido, the little Guido doll I carry with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching him fucking Selford across the convention center, and he's looking around, and then he sees Guido walking, because Guido had no idea. He sees Guido walking, he looks at Guido, and I watch these Jerry Lynn and Guido just going at it, and Guido has no idea what he's talking about. Guido doesn't even remember ever ripping his ankle off. Has no recollection.
Oh, that's Jerry's fault anyway.
But yeah, it was I'll never forget that show. That was the same show, I think, New Jack and Vic Grimes fell off the thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's on YouTube.
Yeah, that is horrible.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it.
I'm so glad I'm not doing that no more. It's like,
Guido still fucking. What was the kid's name that was challenged him and he blew the kid up? JT something? JT Dunn? Is that what it was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was recent too. So, and that was like probably 12, 13 beers in. So he was his reflexes were slowed down at that point in the match. So you can't imagine.
We should if we ever do a paranormal show.
Yeah.
We need to get Guido. He used to be still is. He's head of a security thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You told me about that.
And he has
that in itself. Just remember what you just said.
He's the head guy at a security firm. And he's had some supernatural experiences because there was no alcohol involved because he's working, obviously. Mm-hmm. And he saw some shit that upset him. And I said, you know what? Like, just the fact that Guido saw something he couldn't stretch, something he couldn't stretch, somebody he couldn't blow up, that scares the shit out of him. Everyone else, he has no fear of anyone else except you and Jeff Jarrett.
Something about that. There you go. I was gonna try. I was gonna try to give him a call, but I think my roadcaster is syncing pairing to the thing from our big watch party that everybody hated.
So hate it. That's did they hate us or was it the movie? Because
nah, they hated us, man, for that.
Ugh.
So another thing I want to since we talked last, I was going around and switching up my diet recently over the past week. I'm on day 6 of no meat, of a vegetarian diet. And you're a big vegetarian as well. You've been for a few years, right?
Well, I did, and then went off the wagon for a while because of my wife, and then because it's very hard to do that, and if you're cooking, because I cook for the house, so making 2 meals is a pain in the ass. So I kind of fell off the wagon for a while, but then I went back to it, just fish and vegetables, seafood, vegetable sort of thing. Yeah. How are you? Like, you're not vegan, right?
No. I basically same thing, and I haven't had fish yet, but we have fish. We have tuna, which obviously with the cats is a big plus for them.
Yeah.
And then have tilapia. I haven't cooked those up yet because I wanted to kind of see how I went without any kind of meat. And of course I'm taking in supplementation with omegas and D3 and stuff, and some collagen same things you would have to take kind of on the carnivore diet, and then some supplementation on the keto. Now you can do keto vegetarian because you're still taking in nuts and seeds and stuff, so
right.
Your fat levels can go. But then there's a whole bunch of roller coaster ride stuff when you try to do, like, basically what I did was I scaled it back to a basic no meat vegetarian diet, trying not to really count the macros so much and trying not to do certain things, because when you do that with keto or other things, especially keto, I ate a little bit too much avocado for my fats, or a little bit too many nuts and seeds, and that can have an effect on your stomach and even cause kidney stones in some way. For people say it has a certain effect accumulate. I discovered during the keto thing that I do have a tolerance or an intolerance after a while to avocados. Because it felt like I was being punched in the stomach. Like, it was really like I ate the most amount of gluten you can eat, and I was literally having pain. Like, I thought I was, yeah. So, but after a day or so, that calmed down. And but this past week with vegetarian, what I did was, and I'll give you a backstory on that. I went keto, and my wife said you can do keto, but if your blood work comes back more than once being bad, I really would appreciate if you get off that and maybe try a plant-based diet. So my blood work was awful 2 times in a row. It never turned around because in the first thing, it actually did a thing where it went bad and it's supposed to turn around after a time or two. You know what I mean? But it never did. And then after that, I didn't quite go vegetarian. I just stuck with a basic macro diet, and then I tried carnivore, which she wasn't exactly happy with. And not for ethical reasons, but because you're going to eat all red meat, and you're going to do this. And I was like, well, it's just something I thought about doing, and I want to try it to see if I can reduce inflammation and everything. After you figure if you're a meat eater, you can basically do things that you'll never get tired of the diet. In other words, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I maybe like it's funny because there's a point where everybody went through the different fad diets, and this is not you. This is like a whole other thing. I've had friends who did the no carb, which turned into keto. They just changed names. But now they added a little twist, and the keto changes your chemical balance of this and that. So people are like, oh, keto, I'm doing keto. And then they're like, oh, I'm going, meat only, which is same as no carbs, but now it's a different name. And now you have to, now bone broth became a thing. People want to do that. And then each trend starts taking over. And I've noticed that I have friends who are like steadfast to those things at certain points. And they're not in the business. They're not wrestlers or anything. They're normal people. There are people who, 9-to-5 jobs, and he finds time to go to the gym for an hour and walk on the treadmill and then goes home. You know what I mean? Like normal people who just every day, like
it's
everyone
not
else.
Performance-based diets
right,
to them.
Right. Yes. Thank you. I just couldn't make that happen in my head. But I find that they come and they say, this is the easiest to do. But then I hear them complaining about recipes, or I don't find anything this, or I don't find what I like this. And it's like, it seems to be the same struggle with every diet. Like no matter what you pick, you'll hit that wall where you're like, I hate making the same almond flour this, or I hate making the same, beef roll this. And it's always, it turns into repetition, I guess. For almost every diet I've heard, and I've gotten the range from you to other people where you come to this point where you're like, this doesn't seem to work after a while. And it's just like but these are the things that you get flooded with every day in everybody's feed. Try this new diet. Oh, hey, I lost 78 pounds on keto, and I lost this on eating, vegetarian, or I did this on being vegan, or I did this on, Slim Fast shakes, or whatever the fuck it is. It seems to be that the repetition eventually gets to everyone. And unless you get over that first hump, and there are people who are like, I've been doing this for 98 years, and you're like, okay, great. And then there are people who can't make it a month without running into that, I don't want to keep doing this.
Well, more for me was, keto and even a carnivore diet have been, you got to do 20 years of study. There hasn't been 20 years of study done on either diet. But for people that have, diabetes, for people who have autoimmune diseases, for people who have inflammatory diseases, the correlating factor, the common factor with all that is basically your carbs, your sugars, your gluten, stuff like that. So it's kind of like you're painting a broad brush over the carbs, and then you want to add the fats, and then you go into all what people are talking about, fat as fuel, ketones, all that stuff.
Right.
I'll tell you what, you're going to laugh because you've heard me about it all the time. I think what ruined it for people, and what people, it not ruined it, but what people started to become too much a sheep or whatever when they started to listen to Rogan talk about keto and talk about carnivore, and anybody that comes on Rogan's show and talks about that, it's like gospel. Because how many times you heard people go, man, I saw, who are kind of smartened up to certain things, but still want to follow what other people say. They say, oh, I saw it on Joe Rogan, so It's like he's like the new Dr. Oz in a way with these diets and other things.
He's the Dr. Oz of MMA people. So any guy that you see who's like a little bit ripped up somewhere, has some sort of a build, and they watch MMA, I'm a fucking man, dude. I'm on the carnivore diet. I do this, man. I do this, bro. I do that. So that's like the go-to, because think about it, and it's a social thing too. If you turn around and there's jokes about, oh, I'm vegan, just, you want to find a vegan, just wait for them to tell you. Or shit like that. Carnivore diet, you say that, and there's something behind it. People are like, oh, bro, I'm the carnivore diet, bro. That's what I do, bro.
Makes you sound more like a man. You're
right.
A carnivore. You're a hunter-gatherer. Right. You're like Ben that goes out and hunts in the woods or something.
Right.
They think you don't go to Publix or Costco to get your meat like everybody else.
Right. Yeah, you're not a big pussy to go, a little puss to go down to Costco and get your food. No, but like that's the thing. They're like, oh, dude, the big thing for a while, paleo, bro. Paleo's the way to go, bro. Anything that cavemen ate, bro. That's what you do, bro. And I'm not trying to be Vince Russo. This is just, the fucking guys who, that's the aura, the social aura it gives off. Nuts and berries, dude. You don't want those. That's hunter, that's gatherer shit. You didn't do that. You want hunter stuff. You want the paleo. That's what you want, bro. So there was a social stigma involved for a long time. If you were a vegetarian, you ate sprouts and you were a little bitch, and you get weak and you fall over, and then that changed when everybody got sensitive. Being a vegetarian's okay because the animals are for the baby little bird. It didn't matter. Like that whole thing has changed. It's become a social stigma of if you now it's actually if you're eating bad. Social stigma is you're a piece of shit. If you're eating junk food and stuff like that, that's like people hide that stuff now. And you still see what gets me is you still see on people's feeds like a 65-layer cheeseburger with fucking cheese syrup on it, and it's like that's disgusting. And people are like, "Oh yeah, I need that." Why? Like that's
they created that category for them. They're foodies. Remember, I see that on fucking House Hunters. We're foodies.
Foodies.
What the fuck is a foodie? Everybody needs food. You're the fact that you eat food is different than the fact that I eat food.
Well, no, we also take pictures of our food, and we like food. Everybody likes food.
I want to get to that next, actually, after I finish. The thing with me was, it's like, I like routine. I like eating the same stuff. My wife just always asks me, like, you like eating the same stuff all the time. And that's why I wanted to, maybe you and I can create the paying your dues diet, like a wrestler that's starting out. It's just tuna, rice, and egg whites with protein powder, and there's your diet. And it costs about $5 a day.
I am with you 100%. I am someone who can same for, and I want to thank my mother for that. From like kindergarten through like 6th grade, peanut butter sandwiches. If something else was in my lunchbox, I lost my shit. Mm-hmm. That's I want that, and that's give me the same. It's only since I got into I met my wife that she wants different shit. She won't eat the same shit every night, and that bothers me. But it's one of those things where it's like. Also, I just want to, because somebody asked me, this is not a bottle. This is a Thor water bottle. It's
That's amazing. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, man. It's a Jolnir water bottle, dude. This is awesome.
You got to tell me where to get that. I got to get one.
I'll send you the thing.
Oh, man. That's awesome. I was wondering what it was. It looked like a liquor bottle in a way. I'm sure you could put liquor in there.
It's a Jolnir water.
That's pretty awesome. You know what the best cheat food is? You already said it. For me, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Bernard Hopkins, who's from Philadelphia, a boxer, if you ever want to see his videos, he sounds a little punchy, but he's one of the smartest fighters out there that doesn't do it because he's a mark. He does it for money. And they ask him about his cheat meal, and it's all about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And he goes, you got to have he breaks it down, like the psychology of making it. And he goes, I got so good at it, I don't even need to drink water with it. I'm like, I thought it was great because that's my deal. Like when I want to cheat, and if I'm going to have bread, if I'm going to do whatever, I'm just going to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's my cheat food that I try to, I eat like once a day now, especially on the vegetarian diet. Getting the peanut butter or any kind of, protein and fats from that is pretty good.
Well, you fucked me up on because I am notoriously cheap. So I will go and buy the bulk peanut butter and it'll last me for, however long.
That's the Walmart one, right?
The big giant.
Yeah, it lasts me about a week, actually.
Yeah, the one from that aisle. The one from the fucking giant aisle. Yeah.
Right next to the pickles and everything.
I buy the jalapenos, the big jar of jalapenos and the big jar of peanut butter, and I make them. So anyway, you made me go spend $8 a fucking thing for almond butter so I can mix it with Cool Whip, because that's my thing now. Like, that's what I like. I like that so fucking much, because I watched it. I was like, this is ridiculous. How is he doing this? And I ate it, and it was so good. So like that's been my go-to. Like, I've gone through. I buy the people. I know you guys are gonna like, what? Who fucking cares?
Can't be any worse than that watch party.
I buy like 5 or 6 of the containers of the sugar-free Cool Whip, and then I mix it with the almond butter that I spend $9 on, and I'm like, and I go through it so much. Like, I eat that in the morning instead of like, and I'm sure it's horrible for me at some point, but I eat that in the morning instead of breakfast because I already have it. It's sitting there, and I just get it and go and done. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and if you have a mixer, you just put heavy whipping cream in there, some stevia and some vanilla extract, and it's healthier than buying the Cool Whip.
I never even did that.
Yeah, you put in the mixer, you put a thing of heavy whipping cream, you get it at Costco, just like all of us pussies go, and you don't have
So
to find. You don't have to go in the woods and shoot a cream cheese horse or fucking elk or whatever.
Milk a deer.
Yeah. So it's you don't have to get organic heavy cream or anything. It's just a big thing of heavy whipping cream, stevia, because sugar. I mean, it just tastes just like sugar. Just get stevia from Walmart.
I don't even need the stevia, I think. I'm good without
you will. It has because the vanilla extract, unless my wife, we have homemade.
The vanilla bean.
We did it with the bean and we did it with rum, and it sat for a couple months. Now you're gonna get fucking buzzed too. So you got everything going on for you. You got a stimulant with the whipping cream and the sugar or the stevia, and then a depressant, and your body's just gonna go, "What the fuck are you doing to me?" And say, "I don't care. I'm eating more." And
I'm eating more of you.
That's the battle you fight every day. I will. So this is the interesting part too. Talking about you mentioned social media, and we'll get I want to talk a little bit about the Assange thing, because that's a whole sociological study, just reading tweets and messages from people that have a take on that. But I'm stuck, and I need for you, because I'm about to break, like the name of the show, Breaking Sal. My whole business relies on social media, basically. It relies on online stuff and everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm not even going to say I even like social media, but I am going to say that I hate it. And you know where I'm going. You see where I'm going.
Absolutely.
I actually, from a standpoint of trying to inspire people, trying to put up stories, trying to do whatever. Oh, and one last thing about the vegetarian diet. My test on that and it was a positive test, not like the positive test in the wrestling business, but it was I deadlifted a PR this week. So I was recovering from back injuries over the past year, and I ended up deadlifting 330 for 3.
Was it Ray? Was it Big Ray?
What's that?
You said you deadlifted a PR? No, never. Go ahead. Go ahead.
PR, I get it.
There you go.
Yeah, personal record.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. First rule about CrossFit, always talk about CrossFit. How's that?
Fair enough.
So that's their terminology. But I put stuff up like that, and obviously I have to push the programs and the videos and try to have the business grow. But my God, man, it's not from what I look at, it's not the putting up good information, putting up good content, putting up positive messages. It's always trumped by the Bible verse plus sticking your ass out as you get on the private plane and you put yourself over. That's the formula for getting over in the fitness industry on social media. And I fucking hate it. And that's why sometimes people see me post a bunch of stories one day and then I'm done for like the next day or two. I may auto post something, but you're not going to see a story. You're not going to see this stuff because it just feels like a poison that builds up with me. And I only have so much tolerance. And then my body, meaning my mind, shuts down and I don't even want to look at anything.
Yeah. I got home yesterday. This is funny that you brought that up like this. So all the I kind of stay off of Facebook in the at work just because I don't want to. I don't want to get in that mind frame, and it puts me there because I get annoyed. I kind of try to stay off of Twitter, and I just talk to the guys that I talk to, or I'll post game stuff because I can't take all the horse shit. I just hate it, and I feel like I've gotten to the get off my lawn stage of life with all of these people because I hate them. And it's, I see your stuff come up, and it's funny because it's like all this shit comes down of, AOE says this, or this person says this, or this person this, and this person shit on this person, and fuck Trump, and fuck this person, and these people, and Assange, and everything has come down now. And then my 365 days has been a roller coaster, and I really hope things get better for people, and I hope I'm trying to help people. And I see your shit, I'm like, let me retweet. I'll retweet that. And then the next feed is like, it goes right back to awful hate. So there are two people, you and Rob Dimension. Now, I don't know if you know Rob Dimension. He's a wrestler. He was a manager in the Indies for a while. Me and him were very good
XPW guy, right? Carino always buries him having fun with him on Twitter.
Yeah, he's BFFs with Carino forever. And me and Rob used to do a show together. We have a great time. He's a creative guy. He's a comedian now. He does stand up. He still does some wrestling now, and his son, Kurt Robinson, is awesome. Anyway, Rob has gone vegan, and he's a positive guy. He does not post negative anymore at all on any social media. He's living a new life. He's looks great. He's in this amazing shape, and he's just positive about everything. He even put over WrestleMania. He's like, if they've given you this much content and you're still complaining, stop watching. And he had a point. I'm like, okay, fair enough. He's got a point. If you're not doing a show, like you and Ben do a show, so you watch it and you're critical, you have to be. And it's just awful because the product is awful. But he's got a point. You don't like it, stop watching. And that made I go, you know what? You're right. I don't have to subject myself to this every day. And you do the same thing. You've taken yourself off, and you go through a third party buffer. There's this thing of you don't have to force yourself to watch the negative roll by you every day. You surround yourself with people you want to. You talk to who you want to. You do what you have to. You have a business to run. You run your business. Why make the load heavier on you by keeping all this negative shit? But they force it on you. If you want to interact, you have to get your fucking feet. You have to come step in the cesspool if you want to get to the little island in the middle, and they make you go through it. Especially if you have a business that you have to promote, through social media. And I don't know, it just annoys me.
Well, and also like the vanity metrics of things, like all I care about are conversions. I care about people buying the program and investing in it and then interacting with those people. I always say, if you want to have any questions, email me. That makes me avoid YouTube comments and other things, just because I have to sift through all that stuff, and it mentally and emotionally will drain you, no matter how strong you are looking at that. Nobody wants to look at stupid fucking negative shit, especially if they say something so outrageous. Like the one guy, Matt Kuhn, retweeted something. He's the guy that does the show Russo. Well, for whatever, he retweeted something about the program because I gave him the program for him and his son to do together. Right. So he's trying to help out and get the word out. And this fucking guy tweeted, and I don't even know who it was. He basically tweeted back to back. He tweeted X-Pac. First of all, my God, I got a boner. You fucking look the best you ever look, because he did a selfie in front of the mirror, and he looks awesome. Right. He got in shape, WrestleMania diet, and all that stuff. And backed up by me. That's what Ben calls it. But then my tweet, he said, get over yourself, Stevie. You're just a fucking jobber. And I do get that quite a bit, actually, from people over the course of the past year or two, thinking that because, well, they're not marks, by the way, but because I lost fake matches, I don't know how to teach people how to work out, because that's a 1-to-1 ratio. Didn't you know that?
Well, I think we did talk about this.
Just being an entertainer.
Well, aside from staying in your lane and just being the entertainer, the loser gets the loser end of the purse. That's how it works, man. You couldn't have made a living doing that because you lost all the time. You couldn't have gotten anything. So yeah, you got the $5 and a hand sandwich and a slap on the ass. Good job, kid. Get out. So
And anytime I wasn't on TV, it's just because I didn't want to wrestle that night.
Well, yeah, you felt like you could just hang out. You know, you weren't up for it. You were being lazy.
Well, it's hard because that's the reason why I did everything under my real name for the longest time, because I didn't want the crutch of wrestling, and honestly, I didn't want the wrestling fans. No offense, but you guys, that's the narrative you created. You know, you did that. No. If you're a wrestling fan that happens to want to get into shape, and that's your gateway to get into shape, I don't care the reason why. But you have to understand, 90 to 95% of you you're like that, like Rob Dimension said, they're never going to be happy with anything you give them anyway. And all they're there to do is just try to drag the lobster thing, trying to drag people back down into the boiling bucket with them. You know, and no matter how much you try to say to yourself, you know, those sayings like, and it's true, there's nobody that's ever doing better than you that's going to bury you. They're too busy doing better than you. Why would they? Right. And that's a thing you have to remember, no matter what anybody's listening or watching out there do. But it is hard, and that's one of the reasons why I really just don't. And besides the fact, too, there's actually a psychological and sociological. What's the matter?
I can't wait for it to come out and says, Stevie Richards says, I hate wrestling fans. It's just going to come out. That'll be all they got from it. Yeah. But again, the people in the room, they're the, I hate putting them over, fucking assholes. They're the smart ones who we don't have to explain it to them. When we go, fucking marks suck, they're not going to be like, except Armand. Armand might a little bit. But aside from that, like, we don't have to explain. The people who are shitty are shitty. If it's not you, it doesn't count. Okay. I'm sorry, tangent. I had to do this.
I just went on 4 of them.
me and my wife got into this a very heated discussion. The fucking again. Oh my god, my brain is so full of holes. Muslim broad who's with
Omar or something, right?
Who said something happened 9/11, whatever happened in New York, like meh. It's like the Avengers movie. What happened in New York? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, she kind of blew off 9/11 as
she put it over like a forgettable match at WrestleMania. Yeah, whatever just happened.
Yeah, whatever happened. Something happened in New York. Yeah. So to me, it was like the Avengers movie when in Daredevil when they were like, "Oh, what happened in Manhattan?" And Daredevil's like, "Exactly." You're like, if you know about the movies, you know what happened, but otherwise, just a thing. But anyway. These guys, the guys in the room, and the people who are actual fans, people who like what you do, or I do, or Ben, or Papa Don, those people are the same people who get it. We don't ever have to explain ourselves. We don't ever have to go. No offense. We don't ever have to do that. We don't have to do the Dangerfield. No offense. But it's like saying, okay, if I say the KKK, these fucking KKK assholes, do I mean every white person? No. So when I say radical fucking Muslims, do I mean every Muslim on the planet? No. When I say fucking Black Panther douchebags, every black person? No. When I say the fucking Mets, do I mean every Puerto Rican? No, I don't.
That's the last one. Jesus.
Fuck the Mets. So, no, but like I'm saying, like it's just this world has become that, and you know that's the thing. My wife was upset about it that this woman posted this bullshit online or said whatever she said, and she's like, and I said, but again, you're getting mad. Fuck her. She's an idiot. She's going to say these things. This is what's happening this is what's happened to our world, and this is why we do this, because we need a release from all of these idiots. Every fucking moron, every asshole wrestling fan who hey Stevie, how are you? Can you send me bands? I don't have money. Can you do this for me because my son has Roman Reigns leukemia and I need bands to work out. Okay, sure. Stevie, can you you're a jobber, Stevie. I don't know why you have a thing. Can you do me a favor and give me a shout out on the show? Like, it's one hand they tell you they're a fan. The next minute they're like, fuck you, your win-loss record is terrible. Yeah, guess what, guys? It's fake. Wrestling's fake. If you really want, you really want to see something, I guarantee you want to hear the funny part. And this is not exposing the business, but pull the curtain back. All of your fan favorites would probably lose because the real tough guys are the guys you hate, are the jobbers, are the enhancement talent. Those are the guys who are the fucking tough guys because you know why? They have to be, because otherwise they get beat up. You know what I mean? Like who'd ever Fit Finlay? How many people say Fit Finlay is my favorite wrestler? Or Meng is my favorite wrestler? Uh-oh. What's happening?
Nothing. My wife distracted me. She's beautiful.
Is there an invasion? Is there invasion?
No, she just came in.
Oh, she's still in. She can still hear you. That's fine.
Yeah. No, she can hear me. No, she.
Is it your range?
No, she left. I'll tell her she's beautiful anyway. That's what I think. That's what I know. You make a great point, and also let's extend that too with the usual people that are baby faces are not baby faces in real life.
Oh, no,
oh my God. No. Watch Total Divas. Nobody's a baby face in that one. Hey, it's just, I think the message for people out there too is that you really need to do, because it affects everybody. So what you need to do is just really eliminate all the noise and kind of create a one-way conversation, because it'll be necessary online, because if you listen to everybody on everything, and I'm talking about including the positive comments, because they can encourage you, but then you get dragged down by the negative ones. You need to just stay true to yourself. Just fail. Fucking fail. Fail as much as you can. Do as much as you can. Because I guarantee you the people, when I first started the band programs, just backing up to that, and leaving DDP Yoga and doing my own thing and all that stuff, I was told that it would never work a bunch of times. And guess what happened the first year? Nobody bought anything. And then the same program, for some reason, caught on because I didn't give up that first year. I sold a little bit. Third year, I created the net. I started now getting a little bit of momentum, but there'll be times I sell a ton in a day, and then now 4 days I haven't sold anything, but I have to still stay the course and still do it, because there might be that one person, like I sent you guys in the Facebook Messenger, that one guy that said, I watched this one video and that inspired me to go to my friend's home gym and start working out and get my life together and do all. You just never know, so don't get caught up going back to the vanity metrics of the likes and comments and shares and stuff. There's one person that you could literally keep from fucking killing themselves. And I don't take that lightly, that it's life and death for them. They're one step away. And maybe your video, maybe this podcast, maybe something like that will change their mind, where they're letting social media fucking bring them down. They're getting caught up in that, because that's what I was going to say. The sociological and psychological evaluations and research that people are doing on it now is, it's so poisonous, because who's going to put up that they're not having a better life than you? That's what pictures, that's what getting on the private jet with the Bible verse, that's what the fucking can't go anywhere out my tummy tea bullshit. And even Facebook, when you're shaming somebody into thinking that they do not think properly and you're better than them, dude, suicide rates are way up, people getting bullied rates are way up. There's a whole bunch of shit going on, and social media is really at the core of a lot of it. And guess what's going to happen now? People will step in and fucking regulate it, start shadow banning, start making judgments, and open it up to, conspiracy-wise, they're going to open it up to fucking more Big Brother shit and monitoring everybody.
Yeah, and it's going to be a point of, you have to think our way or we ban you. And then you have no outlet. Yeah. Because then, this has happened. This has happened on small scale, grand scale. If you do not agree with the way we're putting out this narrative of things, then obviously you are the troll. You're the wrong one. You're the evil person. And it just, then you have no way to express yourself, because if Facebook is your big outlet now, or Instagram is your outlet, they've taken it from you. Oh shit! Now what? Now how is everybody going to know how great you are? How's everybody going to know how well you're doing? How's everybody going to know you're eating at a $200 plate a day fucking restaurant? You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that measure some of these people. That it's the measure of their wellness. And you take that, and now you are crossing a line, or you get somebody who gets positive every day, and they're like, hey man, you're doing great. You're doing great. One person shows up who feels in a fucking mood, and they have a fake account, and they go, oh, look at you. You're fat. And this 98-pound girl kills herself because she has worked so hard to be 98 pounds, and some guy calls her fat because he has nothing else to do that day. She goes home and drinks a bottle of pills. And it's happened. It's fucking happened. And then they go, oh, he was so mean. Who's mean? He was an account. He's a fake account. He's not even a real person, and he caused someone to kill themselves. And now they need somebody to blame. So who are you going to blame? Social media. So now if you step in and say the right way, if you go, hey, if you're having a problem, and she says, oh, I have a problem with my tummy pouch, and you're like, if you have a problem, you should try this. And they're like, well, who the fuck are you? Why are you bullying her? Not bullying her. She asked for help. She put it out there. She put it on public blast that she needs help, or she has a trouble doing this. She didn't want help. She wanted people to go, oh no, you look great the way you are. And that's what I find people do. They put shit on blast because they want the attention, not because they want actual fucking help or advice. They want people to go, no, you're wonderful the way you are. You're amazing. Yeah. Hugs, love you. Fuck the haters, love you. Oh, it's like, but it's all in the same thing, and you have to throw it all out if you want to get rid of good and bad. You got to throw the whole thing out.
Yeah, you got to be true to yourself and know that that's the one thing there that it affects everybody. If 99 people tell you you're doing great and one person tells you suck, human nature is always going to look at the one person, especially wrestlers, because we always have a chip on our shoulder trying to convince people of certain things. I don't really have that anymore. I mean, obviously we're doing conspiracy shows and other shows where supposedly we hate the fans of Muslims and everything. So that's what they'll get out of it, at least. It's a crazy thing. And one of my other jobs is social media for Force USA. So I put up stuff there. How do you escape it at this point? And for people, this is the other thing with social media that I hate. The expectations, obviously, we talked about of I have to live a lavish lifestyle to be successful. I'm going to have to do this and that. The other thing that I hated was you're going to love this because I'm the way I'm going to put it, Christian work ethic. The financial slavery system, that everybody thinks that if you don't work 18 hours a day, or if you're not working 24 hours a day, if you're not doing all these things and grinding and hustling and doing this stuff, you're a lazy fuck.
Well, it's hustle now. Now it's the hustle.
You know why I started the online thing? You know why I started StevieRichardsFitness.com? Why I'm doing the things I'm doing? Because I wanted to be more automated. I wanted to be more of something that is not the grind. I don't want to be in a gym 12 hours a day training people that aren't going to show up, that are going to no-show, that I'm going to have to fight with them I had to do all that shit. I want to do a thing where I can reach more people and have more time to do the things that I like to do. That's my goal. Am I there yet? No, because I'm doing it all by myself. So it is like a 24-hour a day job. But for me to set
you're
up
putting the time in now to get the dividend, the payoff at the end.
Yeah, I don't get up at 3 and 4 a.m. to show off and say, look, I get up early. It's because you and I keep farmers hours. We get up early, but I'm not up at 11 p.m. going, still answering emails. Look at me grind away.
Yeah.
No, 8 o'clock, I'm snuggling with my wife and cats, and I'm watching conspiracy videos, which, by the way, I had to stop doing. At 2 a.m. when you wake up and people are screaming, Jesus Christ, as the fucking planes hit the buildings. That wasn't the fall asleep documentary. I have a much quieter one now that I fall asleep to.
I watch, what I watch when I go to sleep. I put on, this guy does restorations on Hot Wheels cars. I don't have any Hot Wheels cars. I don't collect them or anything. I just like watching him fix them. I don't know why, it puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
It's my wife. She's like, why are you watching this? I'm like, this is awesome. And I watch the dude take them apart and he makes them brand new. I love it for some reason. I don't know why.
He's probably got a million views too.
Puts me right to sleep.
He's probably
just from me alone, because I let it go when I go to bed. Yeah. I watch it and then I just fall asleep, leave it on, and it's on all night. The guy has so many fucking videos, ridiculous. Yeah. But like what you're saying though, we watched Mount Olympus, the Rock show that he had, Titans, right?
It's like the Gladiator show.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Some of the stuff is hard as fuck. Watching it, but they had the one girl and they give the little backstory of the contestants. And the one girl's like, I used to be a consultant for a firm and I quit so I can focus on my health. So she went from like this $90,000 a year job to now, and she gave her routine. She wakes up in the morning, does 3 hours in the gym. They showed her fucking lifting and going crazy in the gym. Then she does like a jog and yoga. And then she does another like 2.5 hours in the gym. And it's like, so what the fuck do you do for work? Like, people can't just quit their $90,000 a year job and then spend the entire day in the gym. She still lost, by the way, so good win. But I don't like people who do that. I don't understand that, because that's giving people a hugely false idea of what you have to do.
Yeah, that's what Instagram does. There's people that say, I just quit my job and I happened to, my wife started selling books on Etsy because this woman just said, well, I decided I just wanted to sell books and I had a full-time job, and then it sold so much that I had to quit that, and now I'm doing this full-time and I'm making like 6 figures a year. Right. She left out a few fucking details, I would think. That's what I tell my wife, that there had to be some sort of pain or struggle, or her husband has a great job. There has to be my
other point.
Yeah, there's a financial struggle if you do it yourself. Yeah, man, that creates a super, super dangerous false expectation of the journey of doing that. It's like YouTubers that just said, oh, my dude, YouTube is a whole nother thing. Like they don't want valuable information. They don't want everything. I mean, I can't watch somebody just tell me something the vlogs, like even Gary V, who's the guy with the sunglasses and the messed up hair?
Razor Fist?
Casey Neistat. Oh. Who just basically talks about his day and what he's doing, and he's got millions and millions and millions of views, and he creates this whole thing of creating this cool content. I tried that model before. I thought I was somewhat of an interesting person. Nobody gave a fuck, so I tried.
No.
That goes back to the other thing too. Trying different stuff, trying to do episodes like this, trying to do awful watch parties that everybody ends up hating. You just try to do it. You put yourself
in the lane,
and that goes back to failing, and then you have to ignore the noise. You don't have to take the hits. You can take the hits from, like, if you tell me, hey man, that program you put together, it could have been better here, and here. And I know that it's true. And I know that I have voices of people in my inner circle telling me, hey, you need to improve this, that, or the other thing. But man, when you open yourself up, and those people like, man, I love hearing from you guys in the comments, and then leave the comment below and this and that, dude. I tell people, leave a comment below. I will read them for a certain like period of 24 to 48 hours, but I'm not going back to videos from 4 years ago.
Right.
Because that's why the call to action that I have now is email me. And usually when people email you, there's once in a while I'll get some fucking pretty awful hate mail. Just because somebody wants to go off on me and they want to try to make. I'm convinced there's people out there that want the power to say, I got that guy to kill himself. I got that girl to kill himself or herself.
Did you see what I wrote? Did you see Stevie? He cried on the air.
Yeah, I mean, dude, even putting it over to any extent, we don't even want to do. But
yeah,
that's what I would tell people to do too. Is just ignore all that stuff and fuck up as much as you can and do what you're doing, but be realistic with it. Comparison is the thief of joy, another Bible verse, but I'm not getting on a plane and sticking my ass in the camera, so I mean it. But that's I should. I had to remove that, by the way. My wife said, keep it, it's fine, but me and you, just like with the other stuff with the skeleton t-shirt, I looked at that and I said Instagram whore. How many people do you think is going to think that I'm calling a woman a whore? That I'm insulting? I'm talking about both.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't shame her, you piece of shit, you white male. Way to have privilege, you cocksucker. Yeah, the fact that you called me a white male and you're telling me I have privilege and you are a white woman, a mother of 6, collecting fucking unemployment, you're going to tell me I have privilege? Go fuck yourself. Mm. And that's become my cape. The go fuck yourself it's my defense. Like, here's the deal. And we can go inside baseball, but not really, but it's just life. Okay. I was always a fat kid. I was always a big kid. So I was getting it for years. And I was as tall as the older kids were. And they would come at me like the older kids, but I had a little kid's brain. I didn't get it, didn't understand any of that shit. And it wasn't until you toughen up, until you just don't care. and you come up with as kids, you don't know, you don't get to have the go fuck yourself moment because it never crosses your mind. You want you want to be liked. You want everybody to be cool with you. You don't want conflict. And it's just one of those things that it's not until you get a mature mind that you can go, you don't matter. You don't really matter. You can call me whatever you want. You don't matter. So all of these things happen. You get these emails now and, I don't Big Sal, you look terrible on that. Go fuck yourself. Who cares? Who cares what you think? You're watching me. You're here watching us do things.
I can't believe, and you'll get them be like, I can't believe it. I can't believe he wouldn't let me shit on him. He wouldn't let me bury him.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so hurt, but I'm offended by the fact he wouldn't be offended by my offense.
Right. Yeah. I don't fucking believe this guy. What an asshole this guy is. You got to see what a piece of shit. And now it becomes their crusade because now you've confounded them.
You've wronged them for allowing them to wrong you.
Right. Right. So you've gone out of your way to fucking really, really get under that person's skin, and they become your fucking mortal enemy. And like little stuff, like you watch even in the chat rooms. I thought we were going to have, Disco El Travolta. He started out being a prick in the rooms. And I was like, we're going to have a troll who follows us every fucking week. He didn't. He agrees with some of the shit we say, some of the shit he doesn't, but he's learned, it doesn't matter. Like, no matter what he says, he's not going to get at us. And now he contributes. So that's what I mean. Like, Like, there are certain people who get it and they realize, it's not worth it because who cares? In the end, what are you getting out of it? Like, are you telling someone that, you have to see I was busting their balls? No one cares, dude. You came on, you busted Stevie's balls, you busted Sal's balls. You made Ben, you got Ben hot when he was, Ben had a couple drinks and he told me to go fuck myself. It was awesome. If that's what you want, we'll tell you to go fuck yourself when nobody has to drink. Nobody has to, it's not hard. And what are you going to get Papadon mad? The fucking change of a wind gets Papadon mad. Who cares? And so, and now, like I said, this is a point, and all of us are smart enough and, mature enough, which is ridiculous.
We're the voice of reason.
Yeah, we're the voice of reason. I'm drinking out of a Thor hammer. So we're the voice of reason to say, just go fuck yourself. You're not going to make everybody happy. And I know that's the cliche of you can't please everybody. Trust me, you're going to be happier, a lot more happier in your life. Because let's really break it down. Even if no one watched this, if it was me and you sitting here, just talking to each other, recording it, there's 100 million fucking YouTube videos and Instagram things of people doing just that. Like, and trust me, I know. I watch some of these nerds that I am a part of the community just sitting with each other, and they're doing it for them because they want to be able to go back and look and say, we want to see how to play this game. So let's open this book and read the game and figure out how to play the game together, and we'll record it. So in case somebody else wants to watch it, they don't care who watches. They don't. And people fucking shit on them in the comments. You fucking dorks, you fucking homos, and they go just really hardcore on them. And these guys come back with shit like, so did you learn how to play though? It's like, That's all they care about. They just want to know, everybody learn how to play the game? Because now, if you know how to play, contact us. We're going to get something online going. So it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, and in that person's mind, that they just realized that what they consider to be a weak ass fucking fragile nerd is mentally fucking tougher and stronger than them.
Yeah,
because now they're selling for them.
Yeah, they didn't get blocked. They didn't block you. They didn't do anything. They left your comments up. They were just like, did you learn how to play?
Yeah.
We're going to be playing on this date. If you want, contact us. We're going to get a game going online. Yep. I don't know some of the workers who would do that. There would be workers who would freak out and block you.
Well, that's what's fucking wrong with the business right now. That every supposed good angle is played out on Twitter, and they do sell.
Yeah. Listen,
we laugh about it, but look at some of the stuff that Cody answers on Twitter. When somebody says that they're shorter, the whole roster's under 6 feet, and he answers that tweet.
on Small Elite Wrestling, he gets upset because they were like, ain't nobody over 6 foot. And he's like, I'm 6'1".
You know what I'd answer? My pile of money is fucking 6'8". Like, you know, like that would be the burn, not the actual shoot answer if I'm over 6. Because then somebody could come back and go, yeah, with lifts. Like you're getting into that. You can't win it.
Right. And then you when I'm sitting on my money roll, I'm 6'5", brother. And you'd be like, oh, good burn, Code. But then he's like, hey, I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's adorable.
I don't know. We need to be social. That's why I'm a social media manager. I'll answer people like that. I'm sure Force would love that. But hey, let's talk about your gaming stuff. That's what I wanted. By the way, today is Barely Legal Day. Today, 22 years ago, was the Barely Legal pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. I was like,
22 years ago, I was standing there looking at Sandman and fucking Terry Funk going, these fucking guys need to take it home. They need to take it home. Oh, God, Sandman's fucking drunk. I remember hiding his beer, everything, trying to make sure he wasn't as dangerous as he can be.
I thought you meant we were going to have to go troll middle schools.
No, this was an ECW pay-per-view for anybody that remembers it. Available on WWE Network. You can check it out.
Tonight's episode will be brought to you by WWE.com.
Yeah, I'm sure no episode of anything we do will ever be sponsored by WWE. If they listen to anything that we talk about, that's like Ben getting the continuity supervisor role. It will not happen.
Oh, my God. I thought about that day. When he said he applied for it, I thought about that. I said, how great would it be if one day we get it, and then Ben comes on and he has a suit and tie, and he's like, so guys, we want to talk about some of the WWE content. And we're like, all right, everyone's ready to bury it. And he just starts going into it, and he's perfectly squared beard, because now he's doing an Egyptian gimmick, because it can't be.
He's King Tut.
Right,
from the Batman movie, from the Batman TV show.
Victor Buono is the King Tut. Yeah, and I just thought about that, and like, if he got that job, that would be the worst thing in the world, because he would come home literally with patches ripped out of his beard of him ripping it out.
No, because he wouldn't be there more than a day. He wouldn't be there more than the over/under would be in hours. Like his return flight would be like that night. He'd have a red eye back home. It wouldn't even be like the next day. And I guarantee you, dude, I don't think he wouldn't do a Rogan turn. He wouldn't do like a Rogan, like it wouldn't even be over the course of months where the slow kind of like taking an hour. Dude, imagine we can't watch it. We can't watch it to a point where we can get up, walk away, get a sandwich, and to imagine being there and leading up to the actual show. It's a 7-day-a-week job. Imagine experiencing this creative process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and sitting in the production room and around people to your right and left that are putting it over in the most insincere fashion. Imagine him sitting next to Bruce Pritchard and Bruce talking about how great idea. Yeah, exactly. So you can't not sell it just thinking about it. So how can Ben not stand there and go, oh my God, you know?
Well, two things happened between that and then Ben Espinosa showed up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's true. He'll give us a recap of everything that ever happened in wrestling. Give us a recap of Barely Legal. You know what'd be funny is if Ben did an Antonio Brown and just Facebook Live the fucking production meeting and just went all fucking in, showed how fucked up it is, and put it on YouTube.
And then quit.
He get fired, but you would actually get a peek into the fucking insanity that I witnessed through 3 or 4 production meetings that probably hasn't changed.
Oh my God, he would be the most downloaded person on the internet.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pat McAfee isn't. We covered that on the Locker Room. Remember we talked about it a little bit on the Horseman too, man. Where he basically told them to go fuck themselves and wanted to walk out on WrestleMania. He should have. Telling
you again. It's the best thing for you. If you're gonna get squashed in life if you don't just have the go fuck yourself moment. Mm-hmm. You just got to
use Big Sal in a guy. He Big Sal Michael Cole, like, yeah, go fuck yourself, and walked out a gorilla.
That's it. Like, you don't need them. You don't need these people. You don't need to do this shit because they'll kill you. They will fucking kill you. And and I don't know. Everybody's heard the big, the Joey Styles slap punch Bradshaw story. You know how he fucking
on the plane to Iraq, I think.
Yeah,
right?
He bullied him and then gave him a fucking waffle. He bap. It's like, you need to do it, man. And it has to happen. And now it's become, well, it didn't exactly happen that way. I'm pretty sure it did, because that's been the ongoing truth, and it doesn't matter because that is the truth now. That is the fucking Bard's tale of how it went, man. Like there was no changing that. So even if you want to say, oh well, he just slapped him, doesn't matter. He fucking waffled him, hit him.
He took a swing at him, no matter if it's slap, closed fist. He
matter.
Physically went after him for being bullied. He didn't take it.
Right. And then you listen to what's the guy? Oh God, what's the new guy that they had for a while, and he got bullied out.
Mauro Ranallo.
That's it. I like that guy.
Best dude, right up there with Jim Ross, if not better.
I like
big fight type voice. Good stuff.
He made me think of Saturday mornings again. That's how it felt. Saturday morning wrestling, which was my favorite. That was it. So, regardless, sorry. He guys like that. You look guys like Meanie. You know, again, and it Meanie got bullied. He got fucking hit by a jerk off. Who, you know, and it's the same with guys like Bubba. Bubba bullied people, and you know he got away with it because he could, and he was able to throw himself around. All right. Like it kind of just makes me get fed up with all of it, because I like these guys. You know, these are guys I liked and I was friends with and I wanted to be friends with. You know, and I was like, all right, we have a good time. I like these guys. I'll stand up for these guys. And I look and I'm like, maybe that wasn't the best choice. You know, like I don't know. And mostly that's your fault, because I look at guys like you and I'm like, I'd stand up for Stevie. I stand up for Stevie all the time. And you get. Yeah.
Why is it my fault? How did that happen?
Well, you're a good person. I look, and that's when I look at the other people that I used to be willing to stand up for, and I'm like, they're pieces of shit compared to what you do.
Well, you were in the bubble too. You were in that old school mentality of wrestling.
Yeah.
I would have stood up for people I normally didn't like, because it was the boys. Believe it or not, people, It was the boys versus the fans at all times.
Yep.
You did not. The fans did not. We didn't do it for the fans. Sorry. No. We did it for Paul. We did it for the boys. Mm-hmm. That's why we work so hard. You know, you guys got the benefit of it, but it was for the company to grow. People misunderstand when I still get people that come at me or say stuff to me, and I'll go to this fucking indie show tonight and someone will fucking disrespect me. It's 100% guaranteed that some guy who thinks he's a fucking local indie darling will think he's better than me because I have a lot of losses on my record. So obviously I don't have the money. So he thinks that he can say something fucking shitty to me. And I just let it pass.
See, those are the guys I'll beat the shit out of. I can't stand those people.
No, because I just fucking, you're not even worth it, because I'm getting paid 10 times more than you tonight. I'm going to make more gimmick money. I'm going to do business. I'm not there for that, and I get to leave anytime I want, so I don't have to deal with you.
I guess you do get your money before it breaks. So
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I get my deal last, but I get the money first.
Right.
But you know, that's going to happen anyway. And people say, well, he just say he took it or whatever. I'm not going to put you over. I walk away. I don't tweet back.
See, but that's the best part. I'm not mature enough to. I will put it over and I'll fucking go after him. And it's you. Like I said, I found myself that I've gone after a few people, even online, like people who, you know, have come at you, and I'm like, I try to be fucking sensible with them. I'm like, asshole. You know, like, this guy is, you really? And then they want to keep going, and I'll go all in. You want to do that? Let's do it. I'll go. And you don't have to. You don't ever have to. That's the best part. You don't ever have to say a word. I will take care of it for you.
Thank you.
Don't have.
It's My Bodyguard, the sequel.
Yeah, you don't ever have to say a word, because I will smack them in the fucking mouth, because I hate those people. And they don't. And again, put it this way. Even if I don't like a band, okay, even if I do not like a band, I give them credit for knowing how to play an instrument, even if it's poorly, because I can't play an instrument. I'm not good at it. Bongos is where I'm at. Play drums. That's it. Otherwise I cannot play an instrument. So even the shittiest band, I give credit to for knowing how to play an instrument, and good for you guys. You've done something. I'm here listening to you. If people had even a quarter of that to look at wrestling, you are sitting in a crowd, or you're sitting and watching a video, or you're on YouTube watching a video. Even the shittiest worker is better than you, because he took the fucking risk to go out there and do it, and you're watching them. And then you have the fucking balls to be a commentator, or worse yet, a wrestling sheet writer, and write some shit. Fuck you, and to go after somebody like that, you deserve to get your fucking head kicked in.
Yeah.
Even the shittiest worker, even the fucking biggest trash bag wrestler you want to make fun of on Facebook or whatever else, who cares? Who cares? They're still better than you in that aspect.
They went to one more day of wrestling school and training and had one more booking than you.
Right.
So that's it.
And even, you know what? Even like, because I've seen some guys, and listen, I'm in no way in wrestling shape, but I've seen guys a lot worse, like in indies just starting their careers out, and I'm going, oh, guys. And I'm cringing for them because it hurts to watch them, and I'm like, this is sad. But you're going to comment? If you commented to that dude in real life, he'd fucking lay you out. That's all I'm going to say. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that fat jobber will lay you out because you're a fan. You are a no one watching.
Yeah. Same thing goes, go back to football. When people say this guy's just on the practice squad, the practice squad guys make almost $200,000 a year, I think. They got a raise. So they're on the practice squad. They have a chance to make the team. They've, NFL football team on the practice squad making money, getting health benefits. They will have a pension if they're in the league a certain amount of time. So you tell me what's so bad about being on the practice squad on a football team?
Yeah.
What's so shameful about being on the practice squad?
Yep. And it's and you know what? It's the people, it's the cliched characters from any Roadhouse movie who would sit there and give a guy shit and be like, oh, look at this guy on a fucking semi-pro team. Yeah, okay, he's on a semi-pro team. All right. Not good enough to make the pros? What are you doing? You're you know what I mean? You are a cliched 2D, two-dimensional cartoon character of a real person. You're that guy. So, I don't know. Again, go off on a fucking tangent on it because these are the little things of every day that we have to deal with on the stupid social media shit. And it gets boring and you get tired. You give up. You're like, I don't care. I don't care about any of this. I don't care about any of these people. And then you get your win back because you do get the people that you do like.
Yeah.
You get the people who thank you and hey, thanks for doing that. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. At least, like, you sent that email and you said you don't know who you influence. People you never met.
It snapped me out of a huge funk of anxiety and a little bit of depression and stuff like that, where you think, hey, things, the world or God or whatever you want to believe in, work in mysterious ways, and when you really need it, it comes through. And that came through, and that happens. I was going to say too, the positive on that too, that everybody should take out of it, if you really do honestly believe that you can do better than somebody, don't say I can do better than that and then go back to doing what you're doing. Be motivated to. I thought I could do fitness in my niche. I think I could do fitness better than just about anybody else out there. And what I strive for is to have better support, because most of these fitness people, they make you buy the program and they'll have email support with maybe an assistant, or you're on your own forever. And it costs 10 times more than what I'm charging. Right. That's where I wanted to. The cost, the buy-in, and also the support. And the programs are good, and they're built on a foundation. So I believed I could do it better, so I created a product that I believe is better. Mm-hmm. I created a brand I feel. So if you think you can do a better podcast, do better content, if you think you can wrestle better, if you can do whatever, then just take strides to try to do it. If you fail, you fail. Who gives a fuck? We're not going to bury you for trying. Nobody should ever bury you for trying. And that's where I'm going to shift focus. Now we're going to call you out on some stuff and try to see
the failing. I want to give the failing part was my favorite, and I save this. I'm a fucking dork. It's on my phone. The finding an important lesson, inviting needed growth. It's my Gary Buseyism that I fucking love, and I save it to my phone because I had as an artist, like I don't want to say as an artist because I've never sold anything, but as an artist, like doing artwork and stuff. I never put any of my shit out. I used to take it, I used to finish it, and I'm like, I don't like it, and I'd crumble up, throw it away. Or I would finish something and paint it, and then I would go, it's crap, and I'd throw it away. Burn it, throw it away, start over. Or I, do a little sculpt, and I'm like, I don't like it, crush it, throw it away. And only because I was comparing myself to an invisible line that just kept doing this. And I would just always never reach it. And I finally got to a point where I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it. If people want it, I'll leave it there. And if they want it, they can like it. If not, fuck it, don't care. And you have to. It's like taking a kid and being like, all right, here you go, put it down, and there you go, you're off on your own. Then turning your back and walking away. If it lives, it lives. If it dies, it dies. And that's how that's how I've had to kind of focus on things. That's how I had to look at stuff, because if I got too attached to it, I was too nervous about letting it go, and then it just never got out anywhere because I never wanted to let it out, because I wanted to make sure that, oh shit, wow, I got to make sure this doesn't get buried. I got to make sure this wasn't, people don't take shots at it because I don't know if I can handle it. I don't want, so.
Well, let's go with that, okay? Because you actually were getting on the same page, on the same frequency or wavelength, because this is kind of a stream of consciousness thing. And one of the things we talk about, one-on-one in messages or even in the group, more one-on-one.
Let me just tell,
sure.
In case anybody doesn't understand, me and Stevie aren't like, what should we talk about on the show today? This is whatever comes to mind. We're going to just blah. So if shit sounds unrehearsed or shit sounds like, oh, he just went off the rails and just kind of went to nowhere, it's because this stuff just comes out as we think of it.
Yeah. So we're more doing it for ourselves than anybody else to try to take a path. So the stream of consciousness puts things out there in the universe, and hopefully it gets acted on after enough times. But, yeah, so like what I've been trying to, it's good you talked about the drawings, talked about other things, but, I've been trying to push you to monetize your skills, monetize your talents, and try to put yourself more out there. And it's mixed between the art stuff and the gaming, or a combination of both, right? And Thor Hammer's fucking over.
I love this thing. He's got a sore throat, so
How many ounces is that?
I think it's like, I think he did like 5 bottles of water, like 5 water bottles.
5 times that, like 40 ounces.
Something like that. I'll send you the thing. I got to find the order thing that I got, but it was like $12.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll try to get it for free. I'll try to email them to see if I can get us. I love your amazing product. I haven't tried yet.
I saw somebody else using it. I really want one. I would love to endorse that product.
I'm going to give you a little story really quickly, and I think I talked about this before. Swinger just called me, which, by the way, normal people, once again, when you say, hey, I'm going to go to a show with Swinger and Dreamer, they automatically think it's some kind of fucking sex cult. So, yeah, it's not
Allison
really.
Mack is going to meet you there.
But I want to tell you this before we get into your deal, because this is something I think that it keeps me on path to do the stuff that I'm still doing, especially talking to companies and trying to get sponsors, support, product. Back about 2 years ago, September, October, I email companies trying to get products so I can put content. And there was a company, Force USA, with this MyRack that had 20 different attachments. It was modular, and it was $500. And I was looking at power racks that were shitty, that were more than that. And I'm like, this is really, looks good. And I can pretty much build out a gym within this rack. So I'm talking to Johnny Swinger, good friend of mine, and he goes, and he tends to think too much in the wrestler type thing of, because anytime you're in wrestling and you want to present an idea and you get excited and you get the most dangerous thing of all in wrestling, hope, they fucking kill you. So you almost have to have the rejection in the back to middle of your mind so you don't get let down. It's just a defense mechanism, right? In wrestling, you have to have it because you have to think of the worst possible scenario in everything. And it's not right, but it's something that's necessary throughout wrestling careers. So I told him, I say, man, I want to email this company, Force USA. I go, this rack looks really good, because he's talked about opening up a home gym or building one. He's like, dude, I don't think they're ever going to do that. Like, you just kind of would give like devil's advocate. Hey, they would never do that, man. That thing, do you think they really think I'm going to send you a $500 rack?
Yeah.
And I'm like, 50-50 shot, right? Yeah. I could have just easily said, yeah, you're right, and never emailed him. Dude, fast forward. I got the rack. I did a really good review video on it. I did everything I could, shot the footage. They liked it. I found out, hey, man, I talking to the guy Mike at the time. I tried to tag you guys on Instagram, and like I didn't see any social media up there. And he goes, yeah, we're trying to find somebody. We don't really have anybody. We have just some girl kind of doing it here and there. And I was like, I can do that, and I can help you guys with that. And I'll do updates on this stuff and that stuff. And he's like, yeah, we've been looking for somebody to do that. So at the time I took it over. And they gave me products to test and other stuff. And basically, I have 2 racks in here. One which cost almost $5,000 that they sent to me to test, review, do updates, produce content. I have the My Rack. And then their sister company, Diamondback Fitness, they were like, we need some cardio stuff tested. We know you like cardio. So I have an elliptical, a treadmill, and a recumbent bike, and a rower. So... And then Power Block dumbbells, who I worked with years and years ago, I started doing updates on the dumbbells, and I sent it to them. I said, hey, if you guys ever have a new product you want to test out or whatever, I'm willing to do it. I still review stuff. And they're like, cool. 6 months later, they go, hey, we got these new dumbbells coming out in a stand. Do you want it? It's like $1,000. Send it to me, but I produced the content.
Right.
But these are, and then I reached out to that boxing thing, that Nexus crossbody trainer, the double-ended bag. I said, hey, I can do this, this, and this, presented the email, showed them some of the stuff I did. They sent it to me. The Kettlebell Kings, I said, hey, I never worked with kettlebells, but I'm willing to, from a beginner, this is the content I can provide. They sent me a bunch of kettlebells. There's, Gronk Fitness. I just started talking to Gronkowski and the brothers about doing some content on their fitness equipment because there's a need, because I tried all these barbells, these Swiss bars that don't fit bumper plates. And I said, I'd love to try your particular Swiss bar out because I think it will fit my bumper plates. And that's a piece of information that people do. So they're sending me a $300-$400 Swiss bar to use it on because my shoulders are fucked. I need something like that. I'm just giving you all these different things that happen.
You made your own fortune is what you did.
Well, I'm hoping
you know what I mean?
Well, what I'm doing is I didn't make a fortune. What I did was
no. When I say fortune, I mean what you're doing. You're like a fortune cookie. You've made your own fortune. Yeah, that's what you've done. You've created it.
But every single time I go to send an email, every single time, and I'm trying to get an infrared sauna and trying to work in conjunction with a company that has low EMF that truly has all this stuff. I'm going to still pay for it probably, but I'm going to try to see if there's some kind of exchange. And I'm not doing it because I just want a free one. These companies and these products and the people that are connected to them have a specific story and they have specific, I think I would believe, business ethics and mission statements that match mine. I'm not just doing it because I want free stuff.
Right.
They match up. But every single time, just to get off my 7th tangent during this episode, my main thing is that every single time I go to email them or I'm clicking on their email to type it, there's a voice inside me every single time, like Swinger and other people, just natural human rejection that says, they're probably not even going to read it. They're probably going to look at it and say, who the fuck is this guy? They're probably going to do this. They're probably going to do that. And in the end, I go, I got a 50-50. I look at the gym out there. I look at this other stuff, and my emails are not like, hey, give me free product because I'm this guy and I'm that guy. No. There's an infographic in there, but also like 90% of the email is, this is the kind of unique content I can create and story I can tell using this product for people that might have the same need that I have,
Right. And it's like when I did reach out to Alienware for the Horseman try, and this was like, hey, look, we wanted to know if, we have this interest. This is our thing. The Alienware would fit in so great. And we think we would fit in with your brand. And this is so we can do mobile. And this is when we were doing the Ghost Hunter thing. And we were out there and it would be great for a mobile idea. If we could do this, if we do show your range and didn't get anything. And I was like, all right. Didn't even get a response. And then I did it a couple other places, offered this again. Hey, we want to do mobile, can try to go that way. And I used a couple of your letters as templates to kind of just on the wording, just for, hey, let's try this way. And, show them the Horseman graphics and, give them that sort of thing. But it was like, all right, and no responses. And it's like, all right. And then you come in and I think that's when you got the kettlebells, I think. And you're like, oh, look, I have kettlebells for free.
Well, they're not technically for free because you got to put the work in and the content.
Right, but you do it. That's what you're doing. That's what like I said, you have made your own fortune by doing the work, putting in the time and doing the workouts, videoing the workouts, producing the workouts. You know what I mean? And you don't just throw up your phone and go, okay, watch me. You set it up and you give angles and you do. It's a production. You are putting in a production, so it's not free. But what I'm saying, we all. That's why I think some of the hate mail comes from your fucking mailman.
The UPS driver doesn't like me.
Yeah,
Wait until
the UPS driver,
the 80-pound barbell comes in.
Whenever you're like, I'm testing new kettlebells, and you're like, I already have one thumbs down. It's your fucking UPS guy. He's like, cunt.
That's probably it. You know what? That's good. Yeah, I deserve that one.
There's that one.
Yeah.
That one you get that you're like, I haven't even been up a day because your UPS guy's like, well, fuck yourself.
Yeah, I just basically put up the video of being delivered, and then I got 17 thumbs down from that. All the Smyrna, Georgia drivers, the union.
It was him, the union of FedEx, UPS, and Postal Service are like, fuck you.
I'd be doing that too.
Fuck you, Stevie Richards.
My wife watched him lift a 106-pound kettlebell in the box. She's like, what the fuck?
Did your wife? I hope your wife stood there with a drink in her hand. She sipped on it and she watched him walk in the house and just smiled.
No, they get delivered to her work. That's the best part. All the firefighters who have basically a shitty gym are watching all these rowers and recumbent bikes come in. Yeah, it's great.
Tremendous.
Now I'm working with Gronkowski that are just like, they're all fans and stuff. So they're like, it's pretty cool though. The reason why I went on that.
If you get to talk to him, just tangent aside, tell him I love his Tide Pod commercials. I laugh so hard at those.
I'll text the brother right now and tell him.
Tell him I love.
He'll give me the numbers on how much he makes off those two.
I pop so big for his Tide Pod commercials. It makes me laugh so much.
He knows he's a gimmick, and he goes along with the gimmick 100%. But you can't be an idiot to play his position for that many years and be that good.
I love it. It makes me pop every time. And everybody's like, why? Why are you laughing? I'm like, that is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
He knows.
He makes me laugh. I love him.
Hey, I hope he commentates football. I'd love to hear him. But the reason why I went off on that huge tangent about and for everybody who gets something out of that, hopefully to get out of the same thing. Try, fail, try again, whatever. Don't take it personally. But with your work, Sal, and what you're doing and the art stuff and the game stuff that you have planned in your mind, the way you want to visualize things is good. And one of the reasons why we're doing this is to bring that stuff out into the universe. I really do believe, and like you said, we don't talk about this before, so this is all just coming up right now.
Yeah.
I really do believe, and I say it in Messenger, you have a lot to offer with that, and you should do it because not knowing as much as you know about the inner workings and the stereotype of that, you can break a lot of, prejudgments of people and stereotypes that people think about people in that gaming community, as well as just being somebody who wrestled for so many years and now trying to cross over into that could be such a huge.
But you know why? You know why it won't? Now again, I get to be the swinger on this. The reason that I have hesitation is because you have situations of that right now. And again, this will go back to part one of the people I can't fucking stand, and it's not the individuals, it's the Wizards of the Coast that I don't like. But like Joe Manganiello, now he has the Big Show, and they're on there, and Big Show's a player, and they got what I mean. Like they have that they've crossed that bridge of look, wrestlers play games too. They play D&D, and it's like fuck. And they have the professional set, and they have all their business going on. And it's like, and then, listen, not for nothing, I understand. I know my limitations. I know who I am. I'm nowhere near Big Show. You know what I mean? As far as overall notability. Okay. I didn't get a cool Death Saves t-shirt from Joe Manganiello. I don't get to go on. I don't have Instagram followers, like 10 million Instagram followers that are going to follow every gaming thing I do and say, oh, I got to get in on that. I really want to play with them. You know what I mean? And then you got, it's become almost like, it would be the same thing if I was like, I want to start an indie fed. You know what I mean? And it would just be like, oh, okay. It's just another indie fed run by somebody who's not in the business anymore. Does that make sense?
It does, but I have to push back just a little bit because
Okay.
Stevie Richards Fitness could be just another fitness brand. It could be just another fitness program in the sea of thousands of them all over the place. YouTube channel, or even the Conspiracy Horsemen, or the wrestling stuff that Ben and I do, or even this. This could be like there's a million things out there that you could say are the same, but there's really only one Sal. There's one unique perspective on it, and also in a positive manner. Why not capitalize on the fact that now, Big Show played it once. The guy Joe Manganiello plays it, but is he really known for that? Is that just something, and obviously you have to have fun with it and enjoy it. That's number one thing.
Well, that's where he's going with it now. That's the thing. This has become the thing. But
it's consistency with that. So and I'm not saying you have to do the exact same thing, or you have to play D&D, or you have to do anything like that.
Right.
But dude, there's people on Twitch making tons of money who are nobody before that, but because they were known as the people that are doing it over time. Same thing with YouTube, same thing with anything.
Yeah, right.
Your art too. Now, art is easy because it's hard to do, but it's easy because it's your interpretation, it's your vision. I don't think anybody has the same two exact visions of when they put something to the paper or the iPad. Who's to say that you can't design your own game? Who's to say you can't do something that just speaks to you? And it doesn't have to be a today or tomorrow thing or anything, but it's just things that you build up to it. That you can build. Dude, I always wanted to, just an example. Remember the game Dope Wars was on Palm OS and all that stuff? Dude, I wanted to create a wrestling version of Dope Wars where you get suspended for being on drugs. You fucked a rat, and now she claims you fucking raped her, and now the cops arrested you. Dude, a fucking wild ass fucking choose your own adventure that just is so fucking
out
like
of it. Yeah.
Not PG, like everything. Like I thought about that with a video game. The video game, you have the Fire Pro aspect of it, but the real game is the RPG, fucked up backstage traveling. You get into, do you want to drink and take pills before you hop in a car?
You could do coke. If you do coke, you could drive an extra 3 hours.
It would be Do you want to take a Fedra at the fucking convenience store? Dude, it would be, but that's the kind of stuff I see you doing too. Something that just like in a way fucking pops you is go fuck yourself type material. Like a game that pretty much says go fuck yourself to all the fucking PC, SJW. Like it's so irreverent and it's so fucking anti-authority that it'll get over. Because I think people are really looking for that.
It would be fucking great. I'm just thinking about it. That would be amazing. And I like there's so many aspects of it that it would be okay. So again, I go back, like, now you just told me this whole thing and I pop for every bit of it. And the first thing I'm like, what are the hurdles here? And it's like, and then I start, you see the end game, you see the end of the road of people trying to bury you and shut you down, which only propels you.
Yeah. And you can't get sued for a parody. I knew that from fucking BWO. You can't get sued for a parody.
That fills out into that was back in the day, Hackmaster. That's how Hackmaster came around. They copied D&D exactly. And D&D was like, well, you can't do that. And they're like, all right. And they made it a parody. And then D&D became okay with it. And they were like, that's fine. It's a parody. And they made an entire, living. It was an amazing game that came out of a parody. So to me, that would be amazing. Because that was one of the great early games. So I think that would something like that would be cool. And then I would love to do the artwork for me. That would be to do that would be fun as shit.
You have it all. You have it all built in right there. You have it. You have your skills all built in to build it. Not saying you have these, but think about that. If you wake up every morning, and what frustrates you, what makes you want to say to these people and to this thing, or in general, go fuck yourself. That fucking game is your outlet, and you're going to monetize everything that bothers you about this stuff, and people will be entertained by it. It's not negative, and it's not being bitter, it's not being any of that stuff, but it really is like you imagine the outlet people will get from a game like that? If like they can little. I remember I told you about D&D. Like the imagination of the game is being cut off now because everybody's got to jump these hurdles that you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be, now it's like, all right, we go into a bar full of vampires because the dungeon master is fucking mad, and now we got to fight the vampires, but we keep being dicks to the dungeon master, and he keeps ripping us back. Now you got to look in there and go, well, what gender are the vampires? Well, do you want to really insult the vampires? Because now you're being a vampirist. you're being anti-vampire. Like, do you see what I mean? You get all this fucking stuff. Yeah. Dude, even if you make it up and it's a fucking rib on political culture.
Yes.
Being overly political correct. Remember, I wanted to make and I still want to make it. I want to make a fucking disclaimer book of all the fucking most ridiculous fucking disclaimers that I have to put with the band workout. And like we've come up with about 100 of them so far. It's a complete rib. It's a parody. But I bet you people will buy it because, I don't want to use the bands to fucking, kill a whistleblower.
Do not strangle hookers with the bands. Yeah.
It could be anything. Like, because I've legitimately got people who fucking complained, like, you never said this in the program. Yeah. Okay, I'll write that down. That's another one.
You never said to put it on a doorknob, not to put it on a doorknob and pull it this way at my face.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the game, though. Or your art. Your art can be a complete go fuck yourself as an outlet. That's even more of a thing that, like, you draw something or make a T-shirt or do whatever. Even this show, Breaking Sal, is sort of a fucking rib on the fact that, like, things are going to piss us off. We're going to fucking sit here and joke about it, and people want that, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like, and that was my other thing about the show, like, we came on that we just did the show, and I got fucking ticked off that in that instant of all the shit that went on from the night before, and I was just annoyed as fuck. And I thought about this, and you guys came up with the name for the show, which I was like, all right, I got it, it's funny.
You don't even ever want to put that over.
But like, again, then I was like, what happens the day I show up and I'm in a good mood? What happens if I go through and nothing pisses me off that day? Everybody's going to be like, show sucked. You guys just talk to each other. It blows.
First of all, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Second of all,
watch party?
Second of all, I think if you're not pissed off about something, I can always bring up a few things. It can be whatever it's going to be. It's just the name of a show. It's not like they're going to say, wow, those guys really we had a good time with that. That movie almost broke me. That was a good, yeah. That was pretty awful. Like, if you think,
yeah, and that's it. But here's the thing: my formative teenage years. Okay, that's what we did. We watched those awful fucking types of movies. Now it means so much more because I know Shane. And we knew Rod. The people in it, and the other people in it that you're just like, oh, I know who you are. Like, I don't know you. I don't know your name, but I know who you are because at some point I was you. I would have been the guy in that movie, taking the fucking big bump. No, not getting paid for it, but I'm going to take that big bump to show everybody I'm willing to do it. You know what I mean? So, like, because I've done that place EI. I did a movie called like The Spy Who Shagged Me, and I played a fucking Russian assassin. Oh, it's great. And I sat in a room in this guy's basement while they filmed this movie, and I had to watch two girls make out for 12 hours. And I was like, I never thought I'd get bored of watching two girls fuck each other. I was bored to tears because it was just like, okay. And the one idiot couldn't remember her line. To a point where I was like, I knew the line, and I'm like, just fucking say it. Like, for God's sakes.
They had lines?
Oh, they
let
had
them
lines.
Talk?
Well, it was an Austin Powers ripoff. It was a goof. It was a parody on Austin Powers. And I was a Russian assassin. I had to wear a black trench coat under these fucking lights in a room this big, and I'm like dying. I'm sweating in this room, and I'm like, this is awful. And watching these two girls make out the first like 3 hours, I was like, this is awesome. I love being a wrestler. This is going to be life from now on. This is how life is. Like fucking hour 6, I was like, all right. Hour 12 was like, oh, I don't ever want to see girls fuck again, ever. That was like awful. Absolutely awful. But I got to do a Russian accent. I had a great time doing it. But like, those are the things, like, you watched, and I watched that movie back. Like, I watched the whole movie, and I'm like, I can't. It makes me cringe. And then we did a movie with the same company called Spider Babe, where I was in the ring as a masked wrestler, and she beats me like Spider-Man. Like, so I, put it over. Mm-hmm. But then they didn't have enough people, so they do a reverse shot, and I'm in the audience without the mask, and I'm cheering for me in the ring that they don't show. It's an amazing movie. But I watched this movie, and you're like, oh, these are horrible. But those movies, that's what we watched. That was our staple of entertainment. We didn't watch, Oscar-winning movies. We didn't watch we watched these shitty movies. And that's when we did the conventions and we did the stuff like that. And that's when we wanted to make movies, to make these shitty movies. So, like, that was the big thing. And then I know people now, to go back and watch a movie like that, it's just like, wow. And so for some people, it's painful. They can't do it. And that was evident by the amount of anger that we got from the people who watched along with us.
Sorry.
We are not entertaining enough to carry that movie, apparently. So.
I thought it was perfectly fine. So that's can't win them all. We came back. We didn't hide for 2 or 3 weeks. We just didn't get.
Is that a lost episode now? Can we consider that a lost episode?
I think I have it somewhere. I think I saved it.
You should just throw it out and just leave it there.
Ben was asking for it. I don't know if that.
Leave it in the ether, man. Leave it in the ether. Let it sit.
They'll want it about a year from now. They'll be dying for it. They'll be paying for it. They'll be like, please start a Patreon for it.
It'll be our Patreon, the one episode. The lost episode.
Can you imagine if somebody paid a monthly fee to see that? Like, if they were.
God.
Well, we could put up the video of it. I think on Patreon. Who knows?
Put up the video and then sell the audio.
Oh, God. As an audiobook? That'll be good. Audiobook. The audiobook version of Wrestlers vs. Zombies coming soon to Amazon.
And that's where you got up and laughed, and then I had to go let the dog out. And there was just parts where we left the movie running. Like,
yeah, I think I had to pee during that, didn't I?
You did.
One of the few times I was like, I got to get up and pee. I don't know. So like, it's not Avengers. Shrink. It's not Avengers Endgame. So you pretty much, you can pee during the movie and not miss anything. Usually I'd recommend you probably want to pee during one of Shane's promos, since they sound pretty much alike. Dude, the editing on there, I'm sure you saw the reshoots and the other stuff, and I loved it. The ending of that was funny just because, like, if we went through and all our friends were killed by fucking zombies and, like, we had to fight our way out.
Under the American flag.
Well, no, but then under the American flag, like, Roddy and her are just so happy. Like, but there's dead bodies everywhere.
Right, everybody's dead, but now they're in love somehow.
Yeah.
Like, they've made the connections.
But Roddy was such a good guy, though. If you notice and watch the kiss he gave her, it was just a kiss on her forehead, like a father gave a daughter. It was so innocent. He's the best part of the movie, obviously.
He really, and he is. And Shane, the Shane family scene is my favorite. That he announced them all. He announced them as they came out. Like, each one came out and he put them over and he announced them all as they came one at a time and attacked them. And then when he fucking
I like when he killed her. I never liked that bitch anyway.
Yeah, oh my God, it was great.
Well, what I want to see, I think everybody should tweet Shane, probably at Franchise as my guess on Twitter. Get in touch with Shane Douglas and demand that they make a DVD extra of the behind the scenes, because I would love to see Shane going, now, brother, I think the way this scene should work here is I announce all the family members and designate who they are, because that's just how it goes, brother.
I think they should have a commentary with Shane. I don't know if they do on the DVD or not, but they need.
Did they make a DVD?
Oh yeah. Oh. They need to have a director's commentary with Shane Douglas. That needs to happen. Period. There's no way around this, and you need to contact Shane. I'm looking up Shane right now so you guys can Twitter him.
Well, right at Franchise, the real Franchise or something. There's a ton of fake ones out there. By the way,
the Franchise
also, I believe I believe Shane should do the alternate commentary with at least you, if not both of us. Because he's got to get ripped. You gotta have somebody asking him, like,
yeah, because
what went into the scene? Like, what went into the scene where you had to designate each family member? We need to know this shit. And like, who designed your wardrobe throughout the movie? Like, where'd you get your clothes from?
And did you ask that kid for $20 for that shirt? Did he have to pay for that shirt?
He will be so like, he'll no sell it, but he'll laugh.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
But afterwards, he'll walk away and go, if I ever start a promotion, which he's still trying to, I will never fucking book those two guys.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Yeah, I still like that movie. It's still one of my favorites.
By the way, we like Shane. That's why we're ribbing him.
Right.
If we didn't like him, we wouldn't even bring up the movie.
Right. Because there's a couple guys that have movies out that I will never.
So whoever we don't bring up, we hate them. How's that? So you can determine. Like, we only talk about 6 people.
Zombie movies is Wrestlers vs. Zombies, and then Swamp Zombies with Brian Meany Heffron and Dan the Beast Severin. Tremendous. And it's a non-blue Meany. It is Brian Heffron. There is no blue in his hair. There's just and some acting. It's legit. It's legit acting from Meany. I think he had a shot. I thought that was his go. I thought that was his takeoff point.
You've been in a few B movies, right?
Yeah, I think
that's his genre.
I thought that should have been his thing, man, because he was good at it.
There's always hope. It's cool again. Everybody wants those Trauma. Is that this guy's name? Trauma?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was, oh, man. That was my jam back in the day. Love Trauma. I wanted to be a part of Trauma in the worst way.
All you need to do, this is what Meany needed to do. All you needed to do was be like one of the fucking 72 zombies in Walking Dead, and your Comic-Con career has taken off. Because I've seen zombie number 27 from this episode making $30 for a combo and have a fucking line. That's all we want. We want, just put us in there as fucking an extra or a bit player in one of the Marvel or DC movies, and you'll see me at every Comic-Con featured in this.
Right. Well, that was the thing. It started Machete Zombie from Dawn of the Dead, 1977. The zombie that Tom Savini put his boot on and put the fucking machete in his head. Okay, it became an iconic picture for Dawn of the Dead. We went to a horror convention in Pittsburgh, which obviously where Dawn of the Dead was filmed, and this guy was getting $60 for an autographed picture, $100 for a clock. Now, all this was, somebody bought a clock from, arts and crafts store and put his picture on the back, printed it out, cut it out, put it in the back of the clock, $60 for a clock. He autographed it. Machete head zombie. Like,
making a living.
It. And I'm like, this is the life. This is the way to go. And again, this is one of my regrets. We never found that cash-in point to be like, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do conventions for the rest of my life and just travel along. Like right now, think about this. Uhura. Think Uhura, does she have to work anymore?
She hasn't been in anything in forever. She doesn't need to.
But she can go to a convention and be like, I want to hang out. Like guys like Brett Spiner, guys like Michael Dorn. Well, Michael Dorn's got the new gimmick coming out now, but guys like that, they're doing all right. They just go to conventions to hang out with their friends. That would be the big point. Like,
well, don't forget too, you're signing, if you're Michael Dorn, if you're Horror, if you're anybody from the Star Trek, whichever timeline or universe you're not only going to get the $100 per combo or whatever it is, you're also going to get money to be on a panel and talk about shit.
Right.
So all you're going to do is just fucking reminisce. You get to hang out with your friends, but when you hang out with them, you're sitting on a stage making $5,000, $10,000 to sit there and answer questions for like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk the whole time. You're not working the whole 2 to 3 hours. You're sitting there and doing that. And that's what I mean. You can come out of it with a $10,000 weekend easy, if not more.
Like
every weekend.
Was it Chiller? We did Chiller a decade ago, I guess. Me, Francine. Who else was there? It was like me and Franny.
That was the one in Jersey, in Monroe, I think,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. No, Whippany was the one. Me, Francine, and Bobcat were at a table, and we were hanging out with Garrett Wang, who he was just having a good time hanging out. And
who's Garrett Wang again?
He's from Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm marking out for him, and he's marking out for us. Well, more or less Francine, and best time. So then we're sitting next to Ferris Bueller's mom and Lou Ferrigno, and I'm like, what? And I was getting hot because I'm going, the fuck does any of us have to do with horror movies? I'm like, this is bullshit. Why are we here? And I'm like, why is Ferris Bueller's mom here? And I'm fucking ribbing her. And then they set up the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov across the tent from us. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then we sent little kids over to ask Iron Sheik if those were Kurt Angle's medals. And Iron Sheik yelled at like a 9-year-old kid. And he told him to go fuck himself. We gave him autographs and we're like, go over to him and ask him if those are Kurt Angle's medals. And the kid walks over and he's like, are those Kurt Angle's medals? Fuck you, fuck Kurt Angle. And he went ape shit on this little kid, 9-year-old kid. He fucking told him to go fuck himself.
I got a good Iron Sheik story. Maybe we can end it with that.
Yes.
I'm at Dan McDevitt's wedding. You know Dan McDevitt from MCW? Like all the Baltimore, Maryland area. They've run down. They run shows there still down in Baltimore. By the way, RJ Meyer, bruiser, he's fighting leukemia right now, so he's going through the treatment. He's back home, so make sure you send him a message on Facebook. RJ Meyer, also known as the Bruiser, and check him out on Twitter. #BruiserStrong. Yeah, he's definitely he's about less than a month into it. He's back home, but it's no fucking joke, man. He's not just taking the pill once a day. He went through some fucking shit in the hospital. So we're at Dan McDevitt's wedding, which, by the way, a bunch of wrestlers are there, and the wrestling ring is where they go into because he was running the promotion, so they had a wrestling themed wedding, which automatically meant it was doomed from the start.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and I happen to be at the table where the Sheik was. I don't know how I was. Jeff Jones was there. I think Gary, remember Gary? Kid with the glasses.
Yeah.
Used to hang around Axel and Jeff all the time. So Gus, exactly. So we're sitting there, Sheik's there, and Sheik's in old carny kind of fucking ways is selling 8x10s too at the fucking wedding reception. That's not the best part. I'm sitting there. By the way, Matt Hardy and I went to pick him up, and we're knocking on the door, and there's nobody answering. And no, it was me and Brian Hallhouse. Matt Hardy, I think, I was texting Matt, telling him what was going on because he needed to know. So knocking on the door, and then Sheik finally answered, and a blast of hot air came out. He had the fucking heat on to like 90. So Brian Hallhouse and me go in, and Brian's saying, like, you know, Sheik came in, we're running late. He goes, okay, bro, I'm getting dressed, and he's taking his time, and I'm just laughing, and like I'm taking pictures of certain items that are on like the regular dining room table, paraphernalia or whatever, however you say that, memorabilia sort of. So I'm sitting there and I'm laughing because he keeps saying to Sheik, and this isn't the best part, by the way. I'm going to go back to the reception. We're sitting there, and Brian keeps saying to him, hey, bro, we got to really hurry up. The wedding's starting soon. And a couple of times, he's like, no, I got it. And third time, he just goes, Sheik, man, we really got to go. And he's like, ha, motherfucker. He bowed up like a motherfucker. Started going through his resume and all the fucking WrestleManias. And I'm laughing. Like he was just doing it and being nice. And then he goes, Sheik, we really got to go. And just that tone, he went, ha, and turned around and started burying him and cutting a promo. And then turned to me and goes, but you're good, Bubba. You're good, Bubba. To me. And like I'm not talking to you. And then turned around and you motherfucker started doing his thing. So we're driving to the reception, which still isn't the best part.
Well,
and Sheik wants to take it. Yeah, go ahead.
Just for you guys involved, he would also do this at a Walmart online. He would also do this if he went to Giant and Marty had crossed his path while he's trying to walk with his thing, and he would probably cut the same promo on Marty the fucking cleanup robot. Go ahead.
Yes. I hope to see that on YouTube one day. So we're driving. We're already 20 minutes late for the wedding. It's being held up for the Sheik.
They won't start with that Sheik, baby.
And then he wants to take a detour to get some medicine.
Oh, Sheik needs medicine, baby.
So I'm not smart enough to this, even with all my time in the business, which pops, Brian. I was like, well, we can go to like a Walgreens or a CVS or whatever. It's not the medicine he wanted. So, and Brian knew, he's like, Sheik, we got to get to the, Sheik, I can't stop. We got to get to the wedding. He's cut another promo. He got the same promo on him. Started talking about WrestleManias and how could you disrespect me? And I was like, and I'm just laughing. I'm in the back seat, like just laughing. So we get to the wedding. The wedding happens somehow. Then the reception, I'm sitting next to him and I'm like, this is great. Something's got to happen. So he pulls out the briefcase when a kid asks for a picture and he starts charging people for the pictures, the autographed pictures, and which I thought was the best part, but it wasn't the best part. The best part is, besides photos, besides markers, besides his medals were in there, he had a bag. And he put a bag of this memorabilia on the table. Ziploc bag. Had pipe in it, other things. And this 12-year-old kid that he's signing the picture for, it goes, hey, what's that? Pointed at it. And like turned to him like the kid should fucking know. And he was like, ha! Crack! As loud as he could, which echoed throughout the entire fucking ballroom. That was the best part. And I I fell out of my chair and spit my salad out. And dude, you would have thought it was JFK back and to the left. I fucking fell and landed and took a bump and couldn't control myself. He's ignoring me. He's fucking telling the kid what it is. And the kid's standing there like, what's crack? And fucking like,
How do you not know? Shit.
So that was the best.
Fucking jabron.
So I hope everybody stay with us for that.
And again,
all you gotta do is watch it. If I bury, I'm not burying the Sheik, by the way, and also I'm not telling anything that people on the Howard Stern show don't already know.
That's what I'm saying. You watch his other shit too. The documentary those guys did on him. Watch that, and he had his new. He's had his resurgence since that documentary came out. Now he's kind of it's dipped back down.
I never saw that actually. I know about it.
Never went anywhere. Like, came out and I was like, oh, Sheik's going to get his big push now. Because that's usually what happens. They show you at the bottom of your fucking game. That's when you get the big push, and then you start showing up in movies and on TV and stuff. And I'm like, I thought that was going to be the big one. Kind of just fart in a puddle, man.
There's still time. I think he lives around here. I think he lives in the Atlanta area.
Go pick him up.
I don't know. I don't want to take a detour.
Go pick him up.
I don't want to do like when he says medicine and I go, oh, is CVS over here? Ha!
He looks at you like, how dare you?
I am dumb. Yeah, that's why you love me, Sal. That's how dumb I am sometimes. Like, you want medicine? Like, do you want some Z-Quil or something?
We can get the hard stuff like NyQuil.
Yeah. Do you want some fucking, they got good protein bars in there in CVS. Is that what you want, Sheik?
You okay, Baba? You okay?
I gotta go up to CVS counter and go, I'm here to pick up the Sheik's medicine.
And she'd know. She'd put it up. She's like, we don't sell crack, sir.
She'd know. She'd go, ha! To me.
What's wrong with you?
All right, so we'll end it on that. We put in 2 hours. It went by pretty quick, though.
It did.
Yeah. So basically, all people are going to say was basically out of this that I hate the fans, you hate Muslims, and we're burying the Sheik. As those are going to be the clickbait titles, right?
Guido. We also buried Guido.
Oh, that I want to get back to him because he thinks I do it anyway. Hey, Todd, I know you fucking buried me on the breaking salad thing. What is that anyway? What we can break salad for? I
can be call me. He actually asked me that. He said, why don't you have me on a show? You have me on a show. You know anything like conspiracy theories or anything? Well, no. The fuck do I know about that?
And that's exactly how it goes. He buries you, and then you say, okay, come on. I don't want to talk about that.
What the hell am I know about that? All right.
I tried to call. I got to pair the phone up. Next time we do it, the whole show is just us basically listening to Guido for 2 hours.
And hopefully they got a new puppy, I think, and they have a new dog. So I think the dog will just be driving him nuts. If the dog is raised in his household, the dog's gonna bark like. All right, man.
Don't feed the dog beer, Guido. It eats food and water. That's all you need. He won't give anybody his beer. That's fucking.
No, he won't share.
That's safe.
Dog didn't put in for it. What did the dog do to earn the beer money?
So here we have it. I'm going to put it really big here in the middle if you're watching the video. This is the Breaking Sal shirt, available at ProWrestlingTees.com/SEG shirts. There it is. Very handsome, older, almost 50-year-old man made it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you and Ben did those shirts, right?
I designed that one by myself.
Oh.
The Hameen Media Group is his, but I designed the Breaking Sal one.
Oh, and just by the way, I did do my Reptilian shirt, and they did not accept it at Pro Wrestling Tees.
Really?
Yeah.
What about, did you make the small elite wrestling end?
I did not, no. But the Reptilian shirts that said we run this shit, they rejected it. So I gave it again in a different format, and then they rejected it again. So I was like, all right. Well.
I had an idea for that. Why don't you do a fucking parody of We Are the World with the Reptilians? Like the We Are the World video. And that might be it. Like it might be the shit, or it might be it might be something. If you say We Are the World.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try. I'll change it up, see what they do.
Unless that just proves that Pro Wrestling Tees is run by reptilians.
By the reptilians, because
I'm just going to email Ryan and ask him. You never know. Really? You got a 50-50 shot, remember? That's the whole thing about the show.
That's what, if anything today, guys, you've learned you have a 50-50 shot.
You have a 50-50 shot of people admitting they're reptilians that run the world. That's it.
And if they do, just bow down to the masters. That's all.
Pretty much. But you would look for that one, hopefully coming soon to ProWrestlingTees.com/SEG shirts. We also have ProWrestlingTees.com/Stevie Richards. Brand new Conspiracy Horseman shirt, and they're the NASA designed. Seems to be, I think I only sold one of them, so it's immensely popular. That one. Also,
people aren't getting it.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, that's what I mean. It just takes a few things to kind of get the exposure. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel and put up more fitness content and everything, please subscribe there. We're almost up to 41,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. HackerHameen.podbean.com is where we're at right now for audio.
Check out all the content.
Well over 1 million downloads, right? We're way over 1 million now.
Check out all the Hameen Media content. And then GGP's new Star Wars show, the new Force Order. You guys check that out too. Because they get into some deep shit on that. They get into some deep cuts. So,
well, the next one's probably going to be on that trailer for Rise of the Skywalker, with a parody porn coming soon.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, gosh.
You feel better now?
Oh, I always feel better. I always feel better after talking to you anyway.
Good. Same here. All right, everybody. If you have any questions about StevieRichardsFitness.com, 12 and 16-week resistance band training program, or the new full workout video with the Blue Ridge Mountains that I wish I lived in full time to be away from all you. But thanks for listening. No, but go to StevieRichards.com or email me StevieRichardsFitness@gmail.com. We always say, fuck you, thank you for listening, right?
Yeah.
That's where I think they stole the "You Suck, Thank You" shirt for Kurt Angle from us. It's a direct rib on us somehow. All right, everybody, have a good weekend. We will see you hopefully next week.
Later, fuckers.